So switching characteristic of inverter. So this was your CMOS inverter. Here input supply was there. Here output was there. Here VDD is there. This is the ground. Okay. This is your PMOS identified by this bubble symbol. This is your NMOS. So, and if we look at the characteristic, if we plot here, let's say this is V in and here V out I will plot, and this I will take a time axis. So let's say I'm applying input we are applying, so definitely we'll try to apply an ideal step signal. So step signal is applied with, this is the zero axis, this is VOL point, this is 0, this is VOL, this is nothing but VOH. Now what about the graph? When V in is low, the output will be high till here. After that, once the input goes to high state, the output will start decaying, and after certain time it will get a stabilized value of logic 0. Okay, so this is the case. So now what will be this point? This point will be high, and at the bottom this point will be low, and somewhere here in between this will be your P of 50%. So, and our interest is we have to calculate this region. How much time is spent? What are the values? It will depend upon, that is, let's say this is T0 and this is T1. So this here I can say TP of high to low transition is given by T1 minus T0. Okay, so this one we have to compute. Fine. Now coming to the schematic part, if you see, this is your ID of P, the drain current of PMOS, and this is the drain current of NMOS. Now whenever charging and discharging takes place, it takes place with respect to some capacitive load. So further, if I here add, this is your output, so from output there will be some load attached, let's say CL is there. So what amount of current will flow in this direction? So from top IDP is coming, bottom IDN is going. So here I can apply my KCL rule, and what it will give me, this outward current is IDP minus IDN. So what is the output current? The I out. If I say what is I out here, so I out is nothing but IDP minus IDN. So these are the observations what we have seen now. Now, when we calculate the time TPHL, this means I have to know what happened at this particular T0 time and what is happening at T1 time. Okay. And also we know the relation of I equals to C dV by dt. So we will use this expression for the derivation of the time function, because we need to have a time dependent equation. So what is this? The current through this CL, I equals to CL into dV out by dt. So this I can rewrite as, what is I? I is nothing but I out, and I out is nothing but IDP minus IDN, that is equals to CL into dV out by dt. Okay. Now when I am at T0, oh, this went here. So when I am at T0, what happens at T0? What is my input here? So in the graph, what I see at T0 point, my input is nothing but VOH. Means if it is an ideal step inverter, means it is if ideal step is there, means very low rise time is kept. Then at T0 it is nothing but VOH. So I can write here, when V in is VOH at T0, So now we were at calculating of T naught. So at T naught, my V in is VOH and my V out is also at high, just at T naught point. So when I know these points, now I can apply in the transistor and I will look for what happens during that time, what are the conditions of the MOSFETs. So when these conditions are existing, when V in is high, so what happens at this case, what will happen? My NMOS will turn on. NMOS will be in the turn on case and PMOS will be in the off condition. Once PMOS is in the off condition, what will be IDP? The drain current will be 0. So only IDN will be flowing. So in that case, when Vin is VOH at T naught and only IDN is flowing, this means what my schematic will be like. It is here Vin is there. Since PMOS is cut off mode, so here nothing is there. Here whatever the charge is stored at CL will be getting discharged through this path. So I can write here I out, that is equals to IDP minus IDN is equals to 0 minus IDN, and that is nothing but equals to CL into dV out by dV in. Okay, so this is one expression, that IDN I can write here as minus of CL into dV out by dV in. So this is the expression which I will use here. This is number one. Now the second operation is, the second observation is operating region. Now we have to analyze the operating region. Since we know NMOS, now we'll look for the NMOS case. So in NMOS, what is VGS and what is VDS? So what is VGS? VGS is V in minus 0. So V in minus 0, and at this point V in is nothing but I have kept at VOH. So I can write here, sorry, this is 0. So VOH minus 0, that is nothing but VOH. And what is VDS? VD is nothing but V out minus Vs is 0. And what is V out? V out is also VOH. So both NMOS VGS is VOH high and VDS is also high. That is VOH. So if I write the equation of VDS and VGS minus VTH. So from here, what the analysis is, what is VDS? VDS is VOH, and what is VGS? VGS is also VOH minus VTH. So from here, which relation will come? That it is greater than. This means here VDS is greater than VGS minus VTH. Okay. So what does this observations give? This observation gives that NMOS in which mode it is? When VDS is greater than VGS minus VTH, it is nothing but in saturation region. So we got the point that NMOS will retain in saturation region. Now once NMOS is in saturation, the question comes whether it will be saturation throughout. So what we check here, it will be remaining in saturation till VDS becomes less than VGS minus VTH. This means till VDS is greater than or equal to VGS minus VTH, it will be in the saturation. Once it is failed that VDS becomes less than VGS minus VTH, then what will happen? It will enter into the linear region. So what is that case? So that case says VDS is nothing but V out should be less than VGS is VOH minus VTH. So from here, from this and from this, what we can conclude, if I write this one as a V out, so what I can conclude from here, that VOH minus VTH is the point from where the NMOS will change its region of operation. So coming back to the graph, so this was the graph. So it was VOH. If somewhere here it is VOH minus VTH. So at this point, what will happen? VOH minus VTH point. This is the point. So here it will come here, somewhere here. So we got another point here, and let's name as T1 dash. So what happens here in this region and in this region? So when, so from here analysis has been done. When V out, this is nothing but V out. So when V out is greater than VOH minus VTH, it is in saturation, and when V out is less than VOH minus VTH, it is in linear region. So VOH minus VTN is the transition point. So above to this, here it will be your NMOS in saturation, and this case NMOS will be in the linear region, and the transition is shown at T1 dash point. So I can say here, now from this graph, what we can write here, observation, let's write here. So for observation is T0 to T1 dash and T1 dash to T1. So in this case, my NMOS is in saturation, and in this case, NMOS is in linear. Now, why we need to require this both times? Because TPLH is nothing but this complete will give me the value of TPHL. So we need to analyze. We have to do the analysis in both the time intervals. So this is the conclusion from the graph, and now one by one we'll do the conclusion analysis part. So we have two time intervals. So for T0 dash, let's say anytime T is between T0, from T0 it is up to T1 dash. So in this case, what we have seen, the NMOS will retain in saturation. Now recall the equation 1. So from 1, the equation 1 says IDN is equals to minus CL dV out by dt. So what is IDN? Now IDN is nothing but saturation. So saturation equation, you know, half Kn VGS minus VTH whole square, that will be equals to minus CL dV out by dt. Now this variable VGS, all you replace with the circuit name, circuit variable name. So this is half Kn. What is VGS? VGS is nothing but here V in and minus 0. So minus 0 minus VTH whole square, that is equals to minus CL dV out by dt. Now at this point, this V in is nothing but VOH. So I will write here VOH minus VTH. Now we are dealing with NMOS, so we will write here VTN whole square, that is equals to minus CL dV out by dt. So our target is to find the time. So we will arrange this variable dt will take here in the LHS part. So you will get here dt equals to minus CL divided by, this factor will go in the bottom, that is Kn into VOH minus VTN whole square into dV out. Okay. So now we have to get the time. So this will do integration in both the sides, and constant will take out, that is CL by Kn is the constant. And what about this VOH and VTN is also constant. So VOH minus VTN whole square I have taken out, integration of dV out. Now comes the limit part. So what will be the limit here? What is the lower limit here? We are calculating between T0 to T1 dash. So I will write here T0 to T1 dash. And what is V out at T0 point? At T0 point it was VOH, and at T1 dash what was the V out voltage? So if I look back in the graph, At T1 dash, what is the voltage? Is nothing but VUH minus VTH. So I will place that value here in the integration. The upper limit is VUH minus VTN. Fine. Now comes simply the integration. So dt integration will be t, and substituting the limit we will get here T1 dash minus T naught, that is equals to minus CL divided by Kn VUH minus VTN whole square. Integration will be your V out. So V out, substitute the value, that is VUH minus VTN minus VUH. Okay. Achha, we have left this 2 was left out here. So 2 will come in the numerator part here. We have missed the 2. So 2 will come here. So ultimately what we get here, minus 2 CL divided by Kn VOH minus VTN, and when you solve this one, this and this will cancel out, minus minus will become plus, and here we'll get here VTN, and this is T1 dash minus T naught. So this is equation 2. So we got the first part, T1 dash minus T naught value. This will be the value. Now coming to the second, for T1 dash to T1. What happened in this case? We have seen NMOS is in the linear region. So again, in the same process, just to substitute the value when NMOS is in the linear region. So what we can write here? IDN is equals to minus, it was CL dV out by dt. Now this IDN is nothing but the linear. So linear is nothing. What is the equation for linear? Is half Kn 2 into VGS minus VTH into VDS minus VDS square, that is equals to minus CL dV out by dt. Find this, place the values, that will be half Kn 2 into, what is VGS for NMOS? Is VG is nothing but V in, and V in is nothing but, it was VUH. So VUH minus VTN, and VDS is nothing but V out, because source is at ground potential, minus V out square, that is equals to minus CL dV out by dt. So we have to solve this expression. In the same manner we will solve, we will have to calculate the time. So time will get shift to the left hand side. So we'll get here expression as dt is equals to minus 2 CL divided by Kn, and this whole part will come in the denominator part. So that is 2 VOH minus VTN V out minus V out square, and here dV out will come. So next step is take the integration both the sides. So I will integrate here both the sides. So once I integrate, what are the limits? So limits is T1 dash to T1, and what about this one? The lower limit is VOH minus VTN, and what is the upper limit at T1? So if you go look back the graph, what is the limit at T1? So at T1 we are crossing V 50%. So I'll write here V 50% will be the upper limit. So here it will be V 50%. Okay. Now comes the mathematics. Now you have to do the integration. So left hand side is very easy. You can easily do the integration, that is T1 minus T1 dash What about this, the right hand side? Take the constants outside, that is 2Cl by Kn. Now these factors I cannot take out like in the earlier case, because there is a presence of variable called V out, which is a function of dV out. So in the integration it will retain like this, dV out by, so let's set V out common here. So what will left out here, 2 VOH minus 2 VTN minus V out, and here limits VOH minus VTN, and here it is V 50%. So now you have to do the integration of this one. So there are two, it is in the product term form. So what we can do, we can split this one. So I hope you know how to split, that I'll show you. So minus 2Cl by Kn, and integration of, what I will write here, we have this and this, so adjust accordingly, that is 1 by 2 VOH minus 2 VTN minus V out, and plus 1 by V out. So we'll get here dV out. So what they will get here? So in the product form, in the denominator we'll get what is required, but in the numerator we'll get some value. So that value I can make it here as a denominator, so that will cancel out. So what you will get here is extra factor is 2 VOH minus 2 VTN. Okay, so this way we can adjust these variables, and we'll put here VUH minus VTN, and here it is V 50%. Now it looks somewhat simple now. So logarithmic function it is, so we'll put here minus 2 Cl by Kn. Now this is a constant factor. So here I will put here 2 VOH minus 2 VTN. And then integration of both the terms. So integration of dV out will give you logarithmic, and this will be also a log function. So I can write here ln of 2 VOH minus 2 VTN minus V out. Okay. And then derivative of this one will give you minus 1 in the denominator. So minus 1 will come here, and plus ln of V out will get here. So VOH minus VTN, and here V 50%. Okay. So now this is ln V out, and here minus sign is there. So this complete term can go in the denominator part. So we can rearrange this term as minus, and this 2 will cancel out with this 2. So we'll get here minus Cl by Kn VOH minus VTN. Okay. And here we'll get here, rearranging the logarithmic equations, we'll get here ln of V out divided by 2, 2 can taken out, so VOH minus VTN minus V out, and put the limit, that is VOH minus VTN and V 50%. Now it looks quite simple. Now just put the limits, and we can calculate the values, that is minus Cl by Kn, so VOH minus VTN, and then put the limit. So so V 50%, so V 50% will keep as it is. Later on we'll replace that V 50% with the value. So ln of, what it will come here, so minus sign. Okay, so ln of 2 V out VH minus VTN. So we put V 50%, ठीक है, and then divide by 2 VOH minus VTN minus V 50% minus ln of VH minus VTN. So if you place here, that will be ln of but let me make it more simpler. What I'll do, first I'll take this minus sign inside, so that will make somewhat easy. To KL into VOH minus VTN, and this minus sign I am placing inside. So what will happen here now? This will change to ln of 2 into VOH minus VTN minus V out divided by V out, and the limits will be as it is. Now substitute the value. So what we'll get here, CL by Kn VOH minus VTN, and put the limits. So first we'll put the V 50% limit. So it will be ln of, again it is same only. So VOH minus VTN minus V 50% divided by V 50% minus, expression is quite big, ln of, now VH minus VTN. So instead of here I will write in the bottom minus ln of 2 into VOH minus VTN minus VOH minus VTN divided by VOH minus VTN. Okay. Now here if you see, this is 2 VOH and this is minus, so one will, so subtraction will happen here, and what we'll get here? So we'll get here CL by Kn VOH minus VTN. Here it will be ln of 2 into VOH minus VTN minus V 50% divided by V 50% minus, what will happen, this and this minus will become minus, and this denominator and numerator will cancel out. So we'll get here ln of 1. Okay. So what will be my final expression? The final expression will be T1 minus T1 dash is equals to CL by K1 into VOH minus VTN, and here it will be ln of 2 into VOH minus VTN minus V 50% divided by V 50%. So this is equation 3. Okay. So now we have computed both the times. So from 2 and 3, what will be TPHL? That is equation 1, equation 2 plus equation 3. That is nothing but T1, equation 2 is T1 dash minus T naught, and plus equation 2 is, equation 3 is T1 minus T1 dash. So resultant will be my, this and this will cancel out, so will T1 minus T naught. So what is required will come here. So once you place the values, so TPHL, I'll rewrite the expression. So for this one, what we have got the expression, equation 2. So if you look back, this is your equation 2. So this one will keep copy. So we'll place the value here. Oh, it not came out. Let me write one. I'll write the equation. So in the first case, we have got the expression CL by Kn VOH minus VTN VTN, and what was there? 2Cl. It was 2Cl by Kn VTN divided by this one plus this equation number 3, that is Cl divided by minus VTN into this one ln of 2 into VOH minus VTN minus V 50% divided by V 50%. So this is my TPHL equation. Now we'll recall for the CMOS inverter. So for ideal CMOS inverter, what was the case? My VUH is how much? VDD. What is VUL? VUL is 0. We know these two swings are there. So VDD and 0. And what about V50%? So V50% is nothing but it is VOH plus VOL divided by 2. So for the inverter case, it will be VDD by 2. Now these variables will put in TPHL equation. So once we put here TPHL equation, what we will get here? So 2Cl VTN divided by Kn into VDD minus VTN plus Cl by Kn into VDD minus VTN, and inside inside what we'll get here? ln of 2 into VDD minus VTN minus here VDD by 2 divided by VDD by 2. Okay, so further we can solve here. So solving will give you TPHL will give you as CL by Kn VDD minus VTN. This one we can take common, so what will be left out inside? 2 VTN. Okay, this equation is square was there, I think. Let me see equation number 2. It was square is left here. So here what will happen here now? When you will rearrange the equation, so here square was there. So you can take this common. So we left out here VDD minus VTN plus ln of here 4 into 2 to 4. 4 into VDD minus VTN and divide by VDD. So this is my TPHL equation. VDD will cancel. This is fine. So this is my equation number, let's say 4. So this is my TPHL equation. Now comes the observation from this equation. So now you know the TPHL equation is given. So from 4, what are the observations? That TPHL of the output, high to low of the output, is, we can it is controlled by what are the variables? First you see CL is CL, then it is, still we'll write here, directly proportional. So what we see here, first this is CL, it is a function of CL, it is a function of VDD. So we'll write here it is directly proportional to CL, then it is VDD, 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 inversely proportional to 1 by supply. Okay. And threshold voltage, if you see, it is in relation with the VDD. So we have two observations. When, in this case, we have two observations. When VDD is nearby equal to VTN, let's say threshold, and the second case, when VDD is far greater than VTN. So what happens in this case? Now, what is the requirement of any inverter? Any inverter we need, any logic we need a fast switching. Now, fast switching means it should very get, it should discharge and charge very soon. So, in order to reduce TPHL, what we can do, either we can reduce CL. So if you are reducing CL, this means what you are doing, you are reducing the load. So once you are reducing the load, this means you are not driving more the circuit. But what is the ultimate target? Always we look for the that maximum we can use of that circuit. So we can attach more and more load to that circuit. Then we can say, okay, efficiently I have designed the inverter and it can drive so many loads. It's just like a fan out condition. So ideally, this is not the requirement by the user. The user needs more load to be driven by the circuit. So we cannot go for C decrease. Now, other thing is, in other way, what we can do, if we are not disturbing CL, then we can go for the supply. Supply means VDD. So what we can do for VDD, if we are increasing the VDD, then we can reduce the switching time. But increasing VDD means what happen? My power will increase, the power dissipation will increase. So again, this is not a good choice, and moreover to that, it is not a good choice, and moreover to that, if you look it in the TPHL equation, if VDD is far greater than VTN, then what happens to the equation? It will change to VCL by KN. VDD minus VTN will result in VDD, and inside 2 VT by VDD minus VT, it will be also 2 VT by VDD is nothing but again VDD here plus ln of, and this will give me some constant factor. VDD by VDD means 4, so ln of 4 will come here. So what happens if I make VDD very high? So if I make VDD very high, then TPHL is only the function of VDD. If you see only VDD, because threshold voltage has been neglected compared to VDD. So we can make the circuit fast, but at the same time my power will increase. And if my VDD, if I make equal to VTN, then what will happen? This denominator term will go to a very low value. This means a very high time will be required, a high this discharging time will be required to get the new logic. So that's why a design challenge comes, a designer face the challenge that how much the supply we can reduce so that we can get an accurate performance. Okay, so this is the equation of your TPHL. And what are the challenges? That if you reduce the CL, then I can reduce the your switching time, but CL reducing means you are reducing the load, so that is not the efficient use of the circuit. Other way to reduce is increase the supply, but increasing the supply means you are not meeting the target of low power device. Okay, and that is also the reason that with the scaling of technology, like you must have heard earlier 2 micrometer, then 1 micrometer, now we are working in nanometers. So we are reducing the channel length, we are reducing the technology, but at the same time, inequality in proportional to the technology, we are not reducing the supply. Okay, so supply is the major challenge when we go for the design, that how much should be the minimum supply such that my circuit should behave properly. If here you make supply lesser than VTN, so your transistor will not be in the on condition, so it will not work. If you make supply comparable to VT, then you see you will have a very, you have to wait for a long time for the output to discharge or in order to get charge also. So what should be the ideal supply? So according to the equation, we analyze that what is the given threshold and what is the specification. According to that, we try to manage the value of Kn and the load. According to the Kn load, then we decide how much should be the W by L ratio. So this way we do the analysis and we calculate how to meet the design specifications. Okay. So today we have calculated TPHL. Now in the next class we will calculate TPLH, and then we will see what are the factors which are affecting that TPLH equation.